and I'll tell you why. Peter Obi no go ever win the 2027 elections, and I'll tell you why. I am saying that as someone who is actually rooting for him to win, so calm down. I'm a proud Fulani from northern Nigeria, and just like you didn't choose to be born an Igbo person or Yoruba, whatever tribe you are, I didn't choose that either. Now, even if I wanted to change, I couldn't. Even if you wanted, you couldn't. If we had the chance to change our countries, a lot of us will not leave Nigeria for their wahala because they can't shake away with you for this country. We don't sign up for that thing. But what can we do? This is our country and we have to find a way out. Is Peter Obi perfect? Absolutely not. Is he one of the best options on the table right now? Yes. However, competence alone has never won presidential election in Nigeria, and I'll tell you what does. But firstly, let me clear up something from my last video. Now, a lot of people thought I was trying to protect the North or attacking the East, but I wasn't. I was merely condemning one thing, which is blaming entire ethnic groups for the crime of criminals. Because once that becomes normal, innocent people pay the price, and we've seen that on several occasions in Nigeria. This is exactly what I was worried about. Some Northerners say they are now being tagged as bandits, criminals, and terrorists. Yesterday it was Fulani, today is the Northerners, tomorrow it could be any other tribe. My message is one, like no certain ethnic groups on individual, no ethnic profiling, and discussions related to that should be avoided. It's not going to help us, it's not going to take us any further. Now back to Obi. If Obi wants to be our president in 2027, then he would have to convince the Northerners that they are part of his vision in 2027 and beyond. He'd have to earn the trust of the Northerners, because right now he doesn't have it. He's not sellable in the North. Nobody really wants him to be the president. I do not know what his campaign committee is doing, but it's not sellable in the North. And I'm not saying...
Garcia, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you, sir. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Thank you, Niger Watch. Good evening,
Yes, sir.
everybody. I believe. Good evening. Those on the panel listening, those on the chat contributing, and those listening anywhere. Even those on the backroom staff that make things, that keeps the engine going. You have my greetings and my regards. I think for some days I've not been here. May una forgive me and pardon me. Sometimes 1 + 1 no they give 2. Anyway, the thing is this. On what I have to say, on two things I don't know the let me say the headline, but from what I've gathered, there's a question. I mean, somebody, moderator reacted brilliantly anyway, if I may say so, to what do you have for the North. I will come back to that later. It's even one of the reasons that I'm even much more aggressive, sort of disturbed by that question than moderator, the way she answered it. On Sowore coming out to say why Peter didn't the opposition. You see, I like making analysis based on facts, on the evidence before us, before I draw conclusion. Yes, Sowore is any party outside the APC is opposition party in our brand of democracy. I agree. Whether there are 1 million parties, they are opposition. But this opposition called a meeting, all of them gathered, every party at Ibadan. Sowore did not go. Yes, he didn't even send AAC representative, go represent me today. He said he no go. His own brand of politics is na him be saint, others na sinner. Now, how will that opposition come and then protest for you? That is not how, it doesn't work that way. Individually, anybody can know. But how can that opposition? You see, that's why sometimes when people have to conduct a check, you don't play. I remember Rochas Okorocha in Imo State, what he said. Sometimes you learn even from a fool. When Peter B said he had an idea from a madman, people they laugh at him. You learn from a fool. Bill Clinton said a broken clock is right 2 times in a day. You see, Rochas Okorocha said they are taking off criminals in Imo. Said, don't worry, I'm their governor. Even the bishops, reverend fathers said, I'm their governor. The criminals, all these people, I'm their governor. So far, they're from Imo State. You see, when you want to be president, you cannot be president of only the saints. Criminals also, you're also their president. So you should not just be, because Showore's brand of politics, that's why it angers me, or sort of I'm not comfortable with it. He always want to say in the different. Where? In Nigeria, no be those criminals will even vote for you. It is criminals that will also vote for you. Thieves they all have PVC. Corrupt people in Nigeria, they all have PVC and they will still vote. Even people that buy people, they have PVC. That is not what to do. As a leader, when you are in office, you set example. You see example that people will change people. Not that you start to go and fish out. This person corrupt. This person no corrupt. If CM tomorrow, I'm passing through Mina, then they launch book. P2B went to where IBB was launching his autobiography. A very important book on Nigerian history. Showore's idea was, why should we go there? In one of them. How dare you talk like that? What dare that? You see, this politics of purity. That is what annoys me. Where in the talk. So you have to decree who I should shake hand with. You judge a man by the deeds. You see, as P2B is clean. If P2B joins APC tomorrow, most people will follow him. And if P2B leaves APC, you can never see dent. That is the issue. That is the way it works. If P2B goes to APC, in a den of criminals, but eventually you can't trace anything to him. For example, he was in Labour Party. Arabambi, then he left. No, don't you people hear it? Arabambi was raving a thunderstorm. He went abroad, they collected billions. He took our billions around. He went to Rufai Seni to go and talk all those things. What did P2B say? Let Arabambi bring 1% of the evidence, not the entire evidence, just one. P2B will stop to campaign. Where is Arabambi today? You see, sometimes, anyway, the problem with Nigeria is that because of the high degree of illiteracy in the society, that's why some people...
Arabambi don't enter house finally.
That is the thing. He said not 100% of the evidence that a P2B collected Labour Party's money. He said now 1%. So all those evidence, after assembling it, just divide it into 100. Bring only one. Be free. You don't need to go. Just Arabambi call World Press Conference and tender it. Till today, day. And yet everybody is talking of P2B. You see, the problem is that Nigerian society, I've noted, is that because of the degree of ignorance compounded by morbid illiteracy, anybody can come and tell you anything and nobody go challenge them. You can't even... There are certain things somebody will say. You leave the message, forget about it. Just they query the mental state of the messenger. How can you come and be talking like you came out of prison? Only you talk with all your varied... P2B should come and protest for what? When opposition didn't. When they gathered at Ibadan, were you there? You feel that all the opposition, they are corrupt. All the opposition, they are sinners. You will show where no go and me be sent. Now those sinners you want them to come and protest. I mean, nobody. I don't want somebody after eating your granite. You can't ask CM, where is my granite?
No, mind that yeah, proxy man. Where they give money for backyard.
Thank you.
See, listen, here in Niger Watch, we look at issues from different perspectives. That's why people have to come and learn here. If I they learn. Here is an open institution, no certificate. I don't talk one time before. We know they get a credential to admit you. No certificate for admission, no certificate for... In short, you don't graduate. Now, if you leave Niger Watch, now you graduate yourself, you don't graduate. It's an open institution. So come and learn and come and teach. That is what it means. Come and teach us and then come and learn again. How can the man be talking like... It's just... Nigerians, don't they ask him questions? Sowore say that every other person is corrupt. There's no... I never hear Sowore point somebody, a Nigerian, say the person is clean. If you like, tell me. Let's forget about P2B. They call P2B a package fraud. The way they package Buhari. Evidence. Till today, we don't know. The word fraud, you can't just damage somebody who said he's receiving letter for transparency accountability in business in the whole UK of all places, from the royal family and the government. That's why I'm insisting. Like Abu Aziz told me, Abu Aziz, I've not forgotten what you laid down. I'm still working the phones. Some will say they will do. When you phone them, they say they never see anything, but I know why. One thing I want from P2B, that letter, publish it. Then go and verify from the royal. Do you know what it means? A black man in UK, they do business, then go to commend you. You know what? You are clean. But Nigeria want a corrupt people. If you say you are clean, look at Sowore. What I had wanted from Sowore is, because I remember when Shehu Kimbaloye interviewed him before 2023, he said P2B is showing his credential everywhere he goes. I was governor for 8 years in Anambra. Go and verify. I did this. Sowore say 8 years of waste. Wasted 8 years. I had it. Now, only because our journalists, they are the senior brother of armed robber or the junior partner in crime. They don't want to ask. What you should have asked the person is that, Sowore, you want to be president. P2B want to be president. Your opponent, you are going for the same office. This is what he's showing as his strong point, what he want to use. If you say his own is not good, present your own. That is the way to do that, is how to counter it. 8 years of waste. Okay. Public office wasted. Sowore, show your own. Show your own. That is, sell yourself. It's not all the time. Tell us what you can do better. That is the way it happens. You won't do that. You just pretend every time you fight for democracy. Tinubu fight for democracy. Today Abacha didn't fight for democracy, but Tinubu fought for democracy. Now compare Tinubu and the Abacha. Abacha allowed the opposition, at least 5 parties, no disturbance, unless they just adopt him one, but at least others were free. Tinubu allow opposition, no way. You beat P2B 2023. Why not beat him again? And you are looking for a way to remove him. Enough to be said, because I know issues about Sowore. Now one week, one headline. I mean, I know that his activism, change police salary, better the lot of hunger. All those ones, I give him 1,000,000%. There is nothing bad with that. Because me, I look at something dispassionately and on its own merit. I agree. I give him good marks. But his brand of politics of hatred, envy with sadistic gusto, is a shame. Somebody who has lived abroad, and these are what we are talking. But that is by the way. Now, this issue of whenever somebody comes to be want to contest for president of Nigeria, particularly from the opposite side of the north, they will say, "What do you have for the north?" Jesus Christ. You know, this thing is really an insult too, if you look at it in a way. Why must I have a special plan for the north? Why not ask me what do I have for Nigerians? What plan did Ahmadu Bello had for the north? What plan did Murtala Mohammed, what was his plan for the north? Tafawa Balewa, what was his plan for the north? These are contemporaries. Tafawa Balewa and Ahmadu Bello, Zeke and Awolowo. Awolowo had plan for the West. Look at where the West is. Zeke had plan when he was premier with Emma Okpara. We know where the plan. So what is the plan of Ahmadu Bello for the North? Then if you just your own not just to the bomb Peking to inflate Nigerian population, then hoping that the oil in Niger Delta people go anyway, we'll show all these things. You see, there's a way sometimes I don't know whether to cry or to laugh or to. But this is a serious something, you know. They plan, they want to hold P2B hostage. This was what they asked Obasanjo in 1999. Ekwueme was the candidate everybody was looking forward to. But because of the injustice of June 12, people were having soft spot for the Southwest. Say at least let them take it. They even told Ekwueme, said let them so that we carry them along. Because Bola Ige was so annoyed with what happened. And understandably so. They called Ekwueme at Agora Hotel. For those that may be doubting, there's a book called From State House to Kirikiri. That was Ekwueme's prison memoir. Ekwueme said they called them. Professor Jubril Aminu, Fulanio, all this Yabubaka, all of them, Muhammad Guzo, even IBB, don't call them, say, look, from the look of things we gather in Nigeria, you are like the person they want. But then now, what plan do you have for the no? Sure, they didn't ask him plan he had for the North. They were demanding, not plan. Petroleum ministry, because not on the crude oil, petroleum, agriculture, defense, finance. They named a plethora of things. But a man with half a dozen degree, PhD in architecture, masters in town planning, bachelors in law, bachelors in sociology, philosophy, history. Name it. One of the best students at Nigerian law school during his time in law school, law degree exam. So Ekweme looked at him and said, look, all these things you people are putting forward to me, if I concede, other part of the country will also hear it. When I go to Southwest to campaign, they will say, okay, this is what we want. If I go to the Niger Delta area, they will bring their own. My people in the Southeast will say, then what do we have? Ekweme said, no, I will go by the constitution of PDP, which says that they will divide Nigerian ministry portfolio into
2 minutes
6.
more. 2 minutes
Thank
more.
you. Thank you. They will divide them, and after dividing them, based on their the weight it carries, they will divide it 6 to 6 geopolitical zones. That's what Ekweme said. Obasanjo came out from prison and agreed everything. That's why first 4 years of Obasanjo was nothing, because they compelled Obasanjo to do 4 years. Obasanjo said, Abraham Adesanya, though being AD, said no. So Obasanjo is entitled to second term unless the Nigerians disappoint him. And they said he hasn't achieved anything. It was in second term he started hearing Okonji Iweala, Soludo, and Bodo Augusto, and they started doing something. Obasanjo was even... So this not dragging Nigeria back. It should stop. This is the perspective I want to bring to it. They should be ashamed of themselves every time. What did they ask Buhari, the plan Buhari had for the North? He was busy building railway into Niger. Instead of railway from Lagos to Calabar that we pass through the Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Anambra, then go. That is the busiest corridor in Nigeria. They didn't do it. What plan has Buhari got for the North? What of Yaradua? Abacha them. Every time it's always the North. For God's sake, we should call off their bluff. And anybody who dare says that again, to my hearing, in fact, I don't know how I'm going to deal with the person. They should stop this nonsense. Okay, the oil in Niger Delta, now then they control them. They don't have a single drop of oil in Sokoto, but emirs from there control. They understand, they said 40 oil wells owned by the Sultan. Ndi Igbo has sacrificed by making sure that they will score 139, you from the north to score 7. That one never be planned. Why not try for other people? The same thing with Southwest. Every part of the South is sacrificing for them. If you didn't give your natural resources, you step down so that they can climb over you. Every time the North, no, all their own is just to every night they inflate the population of the country. Then the South will overcarry. Naija watch, I will come back for second round. Thank you.